What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City match analysis. This time we're going to be analysing the Manchester City game against West Ham in the Premier League, of course the rearranged game for us. Before we crack on with this video though, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then make sure you help support my channel by subscribing, pressing that red button, pressing the bell, and putting your push notifications on. We're aiming for 6,000 subscribers, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. You can find my social media links, Twitter and Instagram, in description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my social media. You can also find my email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave your thoughts in the comments below and leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. So we're going to crack on with this video, and we're going to start off first by speaking about this game and the teams that came in. So of course, with the game going ahead this time, of course it was called off due to Storm Kira. This time the game does go ahead. We did have Storm Dennis too at the weekend, but it's cleared away now. Was a bit wet, was a bit windy, was a bit miserable to say the least for the game yesterday, but still we got the job done, and Man City ended up making 5 changes. A Merrick Laporte came in, fantastic to see him again, coming in, slotting in alongside Otamendi, as it looked like it was, I wasn't sure if it's going to be Rodri slotting in at centre-back, and we're going to have a back 5, or whether it was a back 4, with the way the game was going, it looked more like a back 4, with Rodri playing further forward, and Gabriel Jesus either drifting out wide, or going forward, and then Mendy taking up a bit of the pace, and so, you know, like, City didn't really need to defend too much in this game, and so it was more of an attacking formation from us. We saw Benjamin Mendy come into the lineup again too, which is good. Obviously Zinchenko wasn't in the lineup because he is suspended. We saw Kyle Walker starting at right back ahead of João Cancelo. Ederson in goal. We saw the 2 Silvers starting in the middle, which is good too. It's something I do like to see. I thought that David Silva had a very good game, particularly in the first half. Kevin De Bruyne in the middle too. We'll speak more about him in just one moment. We saw Gabriel Jesus and Aguero starting too. No Phil Foden. I was a little bit disappointed about that. Leroy Sané didn't make the bench, so obviously he's still needing a few more extra days into the weeks before he's going to feature. When we're going to see him again, I do not know, but Fernandinho was rested for this game, and so he looks like he's going to be at least the first name that's going to be on that team sheet for the game against Real Madrid next week. Now for West Ham, Zabaleta, Haller, Philippe Anderson, all on the bench. Surprises me. Yeah, 4-0 he was missing, completely out of the squad. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but I sensed that West Ham were going here for a park the bus type situation, and so I felt like City needed to get to a nice quick start, break down West Ham to now allow them not to have 10 men parked behind the ball, but still got to be wary of the counter-attack, of course. Look at Manchester United creating just 1 opportunity and scoring a goal. Look at Tottenham creating just 2 opportunities in the second half and scoring 2 goals and coming away with results, and so that's what I was trying to put right here. I was more confident in this game. It's not a disrespect to West Ham, it's just West Ham don't have pace to hurt Man City. Give West Ham 3 or 4 quick players up top, and I can guarantee they'll be able to make at least a couple of things happen and hurt Manchester City's defence, but they didn't have that, and so I was always confident going into this game. We just needed to find our shooting boots, basically. Now, into the first half, lots of early talking points. Gabriel Jesus, twice through on goal, twice hesitated, went one-on-one, tried to round the keeper instead of just shooting, and I'm not too sure. He's on his stronger right foot as well. It seems his decision making was deceiving him a little bit in this game, but I felt like Gabriel Jesus in the whole of the game could easily have had a hat-trick had he put his chances away. So I imagine in training he needs to be working a lot on his decision making, and when the opportunity presents it to himself, put the ball in the back of the net and shoot. I mean, just look how well Haaland's doing at Dortmund. He's doing so well because when he's given an opportunity, he wants to put the ball in the back of the net, and so he shoots, and it goes in the back of the net because he's a good striker. So yeah, Jesus needs to believe in himself. We know he's got the quality to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. Just do it quicker and we'll be able to score goals. Yeah, next talking point. Aguero was judged to be offside. He got pulled in the penalty area, and no penalty was given because he was judged to have been offside. Now, I didn't think Aguero was offside, but VAR can't overrule the earlier offside because offside's already been given, which I think is just daft. The linesmen are told to keep their flag down if it looks like there's going to be a goal-scoring opportunity and wait for the situation to develop, and if the ball goes in the back of the net, then put the flag up and say offside and let VAR decide the decision. So the linesman's made the decision, and I don't feel like it was the correct one, and City haven't got a penalty. I'm not moaning too much because, let's face it, we'd probably missed the penalty. There was also another situation where, was it Cresswell, ended up crouching onto the ball and his whole hand went on top of the ball and just stopped it dead in the water when Jesus was put through. And again, it's just, I don't know, he stopped the flow of the ball. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the handball. I'll be honest, I don't know the handball rule anymore. I don't know, it's changed so many times. I just don't know what's handball anymore. Champions League, anything that touches your arm or hand, even deliberate or not, is going to be given a penalty. In the Premier League, you put your hand and stop the ball in the box as long as you get it up. I don't understand. I think it's just crazy. These are situations that need to be sorted out by the Premier League, by the FA, and it needs clarifying and sorting ASAP. I've just come to the conclusion it's the officials that are to blame. The officials are really bad. VAR's a flawed system, but it's flawed because it's just basically incompetence coming in from the officials, and I don't understand why the Premier League, it's got the most money in the whole footballing world, can't able to train or bring in better officials than what we've got, and it's just awful, horrendous. Anyway, 30 minutes in, City did finally get a goal. Came in an unlikely way as well. A corner, cross comes in, header into the back of the net. Wasn't expecting that. That wouldn't have been on my tip. Great bowling from De Bruyne. Rodri reads it, goes to the near post, flicks it on. Laporte's going towards the back post to go and tap it in. It's a well-worked goal. It's that fine, the flick from Rodri. Doesn't go to... So the ball's going wide. Laporte would have tapped it in. Instead, it's that fine. Finds the side of the net and goes in. And Rodri ends up scoring a goal. VAR checks. There's nothing wrong with the goal. We get a goal. It's as easy as that. I felt like we should have had at least 2 or 3 goals, if, in my honest opinion, by half-time. We're not putting our chances away. We must do better putting our chances away. Leicester and Real Madrid, our next couple of games, we can't look any further than that at the moment. We need to put our chances away. It's as simple as that, because if we don't, we're not going to get good results. I guarantee you that right now. That needs sorting. We've been working on shooting in training. Something's got to give. We've got to be improving on that, because yesterday, even though we scored twice, there's an abundance of opportunities. We should have had more goals. It's as simple as that, and honestly, we picked up the 3 points, so it's not too much of an issue, but it will be an issue when going up against teams that are going to defend better than what West Ham have, teams that are going to come at us, teams that are going to want to score goals. Real Madrid are going to want to knock us out the Champions League. We're going to have to play our A game. We're going to have to be a lot better than what we are or were in this game, but that's the whole reason why we played this game, to get 90 minutes under our legs and move on from that. So it's all about how we're going to perform against Leicester next. Great ideal preparation, in my opinion, for that Real Madrid game. And once again, just like this game, you're playing for your places in that match against Real Madrid. So yeah, players have got a point to prove. Went in at half-time, we dominated, we was 1-0 up, should have had more. West Ham, way too open. They were sitting deep, but there was just gaps here, there and everywhere. David Silva was just tearing them apart. Kevin De Bruyne was having the freedom in the midfield. You're giving the players like David Silva and De Bruyne the freedom in midfield. Even when we're not being clinical, we are going to create a lot of opportunities, and you do run the risk that we're going to score goals. Like I said, it comes in an unlikely form, a corner, but sometimes that's what's needed. Yeah, it was a good grinding performance in the first half. It could be better, it could be worse, so I'll take a 1-0 up. I thought David Silva looked majestic in that middle, making things happen. When City are playing nice attacking football in the opposition half, it works really well. When we're trying to set up on the counter and sit a little bit deeper, David Silva's legs let him down, and that's where we start to notice gaps in the middle. So it's something for City to think about. If we're expecting a team to sit really deep and not come out to play, David Silva would be a man that I'd go for. If not, more legs in the middle. So players like Phil Foden I'd like to see getting more starts. Leicester are going to run and hurt us, so playing David Silva in the middle, in my opinion, would be quite ineffective. So that's just my opinion. I'd like to know your thoughts of that in the comments below. Second half, a bit drab. 62 minutes in, we got the goal that we needed to go and kill the game. Lovely, well-worked goal. Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, they put a little post on social media that made me laugh. De Bruyne shouted. I didn't get picked up on the microphone, but he did shout, "Leave it, leave it," which Bernardo Silva did, because De Bruyne had all the momentum. Nicely tucked away. Fabianski's going to be very disappointed to be beaten at his near post, but there we go. 2-0 to Manchester City. Take that every day of the week. Zabaleta came on in the second half of Fredericks. I hope he's okay. It looked like he got a dislocated shoulder or something on his arm and gone. It didn't look pretty anyway, but we saw Zabaleta come on, so a big cheer for Zabaleta. Could well be the last time we see Zabaleta as a football player stepping foot on the Etihad Stadium's pitch, and that makes me really sad. I'm hoping when he does retire that City will be able to, if he wants a job at Man City and City can find him a job, I'd love Zaba to come back, in my complete honest opinion. So Phil Foden come on for David Silva later in the second half. That was before De Bruyne came off and Ilkay Gundogan came on, which is the most Pep Guardiola sub ever. I would moan about it, but Foden did come on in the end. But like I said, I want to see Foden getting more minutes. There's just no reason now, in my opinion, why Foden can't have more minutes. But full time, 2-0 to Manchester City. Complete domination, really. 77 57% possession to West Ham's 23. 20 shots from City, just 7 on target, something we need to improve on. 2 goals from them, 7 on target, so something we need to be working on. Creating the opportunities seems to be fine. Putting them shots on target, making things happen, and putting our chances away is something we really need to work on over the next few games. If we do, we could have a very good week and a half, in my opinion. 3 shots from West Ham, none on target. Edison's had a nice quiet day. 896 passes from City, 92% pass completion rate, 254 passes, 70% pass completion rate from West Ham, 178 completed passes. Rodri ended up making, I think it was 189 passes. I think it's like completed, was it 178 passes or something like that. Anyway, the crazy stat is that Rodri had just as many, if not more, passes than what the whole West Ham team did, which is just completely crazy in completing his passes. Thought Rodri had an outstanding game, in my complete honest opinion. Crosses, 3 connected from 35 from City. That's pretty disappointing. 2 connected from West Ham's 11 attempts put in. That looked like their most likely outlet, by the way. Low crosses drilled into the box. Created a couple of dangerous opportunities. Just didn't manage to create a shooting opportunity to test Edison and try and put it into the back of the net. But that would seem West Ham's one positive they took from the game, is they did look threatening when going forward when Antonio was getting on the ball. I felt defensive stats are completely dominated by West Ham. But really, to conclude, it was like a friendly for Manchester City, really. West Ham, I know they wanted to keep the score down. This game isn't going to decide their relegation battle. It's going to be against teams but in and around them. But they've got difficult fixtures coming up. They kept the score down here. They're going to have to play a lot better, though, to pick up points. They've got a game against Liverpool, I think, in the Premier League next. They're going to have to tighten up a lot more than what they did. Liverpool are a very clinical side. They'll put a lot of goals into the back of the net if you give them the opportunity. So they're going to have to be a lot tighter. And that is something that West Ham need to improve on. Like I said, Antonio looked lively going forward, but I thought Declan Rice's interceptions, in particular in the second half, and driving West Ham forward was absolutely fantastic. So, like I said, there is some positives here for West Ham. For City, we need to be clinical if we want to beat Leicester, we want to beat Real Madrid. We're playing for places against Real Madrid, so we need to go and put in some good performances. I'll have a preview coming up on that in the next couple of days, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But Kevin De Bruyne, absolutely fantastic. Goal, a couple of assists, a goal and an assist, sorry. I think he's fantastic. I think that's 16 assists for him now in the season. He's my JSGC man of the match. David Silva in the first half I thought was fantastic too. Edison keeps a clean sheet. He isn't tested. We look more comfortable when Aymeric Laporte's playing at the back, by the way, but we'll get more tests when attacking teams come to play. So will we see him against Leicester? Will we see him against Madrid? Remains to be seen. Like I said, Rodri I thought had a good game. So there we go. We move on. City are in crisis according to the media. We're not the team that's played in Champions League this week, but Tottenham played at home. They've lost. They've got it all to do in Germany. Liverpool gone to Spain. They've lost. They've got it all to do at Anfield. And City here, the team has been banned from the Champions League, looking for a response. Not the greatest of performances from us, but we've got the job done. 3 points. We can beat Leicester at the weekend. Like I said, 7 points clear into second place. Start cementing that and moving our attention towards the European Cup and also the Carabao Cup final coming up in the FA Cup too. So still lots to look forward to this season. We've also got that big battle in the courtroom with CAS and UEFA. It's tiring being a Manchester City fan, so there we go, we can move on, and we've got football back, so that's something to talk about, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. So there we go, that's been the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, subscribe if you're new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on, aiming for 6k subscribers. Social media links in description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My email in the description too if you want to go and hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and leave a thumbs up because it really helps my video to grow. And I'll see you all again for the next video. So it's been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We're not in that much of a crisis. Peace. Ciao for now.